Welcome to the official Travel Guide channel, where we review everything about travel, leisure, and travel recommendations. This video will show you everything you need to know about Sri Lanka and why you should add it to your list of places you would love to visit. Sri Lanka would be the country to represent golden beaches, crashing waves, misty mountains, strong elephants, cunning leopards, enormous whales, a regal past, lovely tea, and friendly smiles. A traveler could be riding the waves in the morning and admiring the green-covered mountains in the evening because so many sights and scenes are condensed into a small island. Sri Lanka offers a wide range of vacation experiences, from sun-kissed beach vacations to marathon wildlife watching, heart-pounding adventure sports, and pilgrimages to some of the world's oldest cities. We know Sri Lanka for its friendly smiles, spicy cuisine, unusual fruits, and a variety of sweet meats that are unique to the country. Sri Lanka has many celebrations throughout the year because it's home to so many cultures. It is the perfect place to have fun and relax. In this video, we'll discuss everything you need to know about traveling to Sri Lanka, from the weather to restrictions to safety. The weather. There are 2 monsoon seasons in Sri Lanka, and each one affects different parts of the country at different times. This means that no matter where people go on the island, they can always expect a bright atmosphere. Due to the fact that the southwest monsoon occurs between May and July, the north is dry, and because the northeast monsoon occurs between October and January, the south is open for exploration. For those of you culture vultures out there, the months of December to April are particularly delightful on Sri Lanka's Curry Coast. During this dry season, it's comfortable for tourists to visit the historic ruins, elaborate temples, colonial churches, and beautiful natural spots. Culture and customs. Cultural traditions and practices are highly valued in Sri Lanka. Theravada Buddhism has long had an impact on the culture, and it is especially prevalent in the southern and central parts of the nation. As many people throughout the world do, Sri Lankans eat with their right-hand fingertips rather than using silverware. If you ask respectfully, most establishments will provide cutlery for visitors who don't want to do the same. But instead of making a scene, just join in on the fun. If you want to shake someone's hand or give them money, use your right hand. Of course, if it's big and heavy, you can use both hands. Buddhism is the dominant religion in Sri Lanka, and more than 70% of the people there say they are Buddhist. Children at temples should never touch or pat the top of a Buddhist monk's head. They should be respected because they are the community's religious leaders. The travel vlog advises you to not stand too close to a Buddha statue or turn your back on it. Wearing anything with images of Buddha or another deity is prohibited. That is regarded as impolite and insensitive, and it can make the authorities angry. Keep your Buddha tattoo hidden if you have one. They view PDA as a private habit in Sri Lanka. This is acceptable for parents and their kids to hold hands and show affection. In Sri Lanka, public nudity is forbidden. People who are LGBTQ should know that same-sex relationships are still illegal in Sri Lanka. Safety and security. It's typically safe to travel to Sri Lanka. Despite the low likelihood of violent crime, you should exercise caution because of the high rate of petty crime in this country. Sri Lanka is still crowded with visitors, and if you travel there, it is probable that your trip will be uneventful and without incident. Food and drink. Sri Lanka, a tear-shaped island in the Indian Ocean, is a true culinary delight. Several cultures have affected its cuisine through the years of colonization and trade. Indian, Malay, Dutch, Portuguese, English, and indigenous flavors are all incorporated into Sri Lankan cuisine to entice the palate. Here are a few must-try foods and drinks on your trip to Sri Lanka. Fish ambuthial, or sour fish curry. Seafood plays a significant role in Sri Lankan cuisine, as one might anticipate from an island in the Indian Ocean. Among the numerous distinct fish curries that are offered, fish ambuthial, or sour fish curry, is one of the most popular types. The fish is cut into cubes and cooked in a mixture of spices that include black pepper, cinnamon, turmeric, garlic, pandan leaves, and curry leaves. The component that gives the fish its sour flavor, dried guraka, may be the most crucial one, And butial is a dry curry recipe, which means that all of the ingredients are boiled together with a little water until the water is reduced. Kotu, also kotu roti. You may probably hear the clanking of metal against metal above the traffic and noise at a Sri Lankan market, which will let you know that the kotu isn't far away. The national fast food of Sri Lanka, or kotu, is everyone's preferred choice when they're in the mood for something savory and oily. It resembles fried rice but is cooked using a flatbread known as godamba roti rather than rice, which is a flat, crispy bread. The spicy curry sauce that is provided with kotu can be used as a dip or to cover the entire plate. King coconut juice. You can find king coconut palm trees designed to block the sun on a number of Sri Lankan beaches. The king coconut is particularly significant to Sri Lankan people because it is used in almost everything, from cooking to Ayurvedic beverages. The tree, which is also known as living pharmacy or thambili, is frequently found in the vicinity of inhabitants' homes. You may buy the drink on the streets of the lovely country, and its sweetened flavor will keep you refreshed. Elephant House Ginger Beer. When visiting Sri Lanka, you should enjoy some of the country's spicy cuisine, which goes perfectly with this drink. Made with real Ayurvedic ginger, produced by local farmers in the hill country, Elephant House Ginger Beer is a famous Sri Lankan soft drink told to contain Ayurvedic characteristics that promote digestion and cure tiredness after a heavy meal. Accommodations. Sri Lanka offers a wide variety of lodging options for every budget, from modest beachside shacks to elegant colonial mansions and lavish five-star resorts. In fact, if you have the money, staying in one of the country's growing number of opulent hotels or villas can be one of the main pleasures of a trip to the island. Budget travelers will spend most of their time in guest houses, which are typically family-run establishments that are either in or linked to the owner's homes. With delicious meals and amiable hosts, some of the fancier guest houses can truly feel like homes away from home. Hotels occur in a wide range of styles, sizes, and costs, from simple concrete boxes to opulent buildings that function as tourist destinations in and of themselves. While the island also has a number of lovely modern hotels, some of the best hotels, especially in the hill area, are housed in historic colonial structures and offer a wonderful taste of the lifestyle and atmosphere of yesteryear. Numerous resort hotels can be found in the coastal areas as well, with a few notable exceptions. The majority of these hotels are fairly bland, primarily occupied by European package tourists, participating in full board programs, and they provide a diet of terrible buffet food and lots of organized fun. Activities and attractions. The best tourist sites in Sri Lanka are very mesmerizing and would appeal to any traveler. Surfing and trekking are just two of the many adventure sports available in the tiny island nation. In Sri Lanka, there are a number of really sacred places for those who follow religion, as well as wonderful historic tourist destinations. Nine Arch Bridge. The Nine Arch Bridge, located in the sleepy mountain hamlet of Ella, is one of Sri Lanka's most recognizably beautiful landmarks. Spectacular views of the region's lush vegetation and tea fields may be seen from this vantage point. Trains may be seen traveling along the Dimodara Loop as passengers watch them cross the bridge. The bridge, built during the early stages of Sri Lanka's railway construction, is especially striking because it is composed entirely of cement, stone, and brick with no usage of steel. Mahintale. A mountain called Mahintale is located close to Anuradhapura. The Buddhist community attaches great spiritual importance to its summit. It is thought that a Buddhist monk by the name of Mahinda and King Devanampiadasa met on this mountain and jointly brought Buddhism to the nation. The king was deeply moved by the monk Mahinda's happy demeanor and his ability to convey the tranquility of the Buddhist philosophy. The king then decided against fighting and began promoting peace around the country. In and around Mahintale Mountain, there are a number of remarkable religious and historical sites. Each year, hundreds of pilgrims go there. Unawatuna. The small seaside community of Unawatuna's white sand beach is a wonderful location to unwind. Several snorkeling and diving businesses in the area take advantage of the numerous coral reefs that are right off the beach. There are lots of turtles and colorful fish in these waters. Along the beach, there are several fantastic dining establishments that invite guests to utilize their sun loungers and unwind for the day with a drink in hand. Katharagama Festival. The Katharagama Festival, which honors a Hindu god every year in July or August, is one of Sri Lanka's most well-known tourist attractions. People from all around the world come to participate throughout the two-week event. They crowd the celebration with performers wearing vibrant costumes and elephant parades. Many traditional dances are performed, and musicians, acrobats, and fire breathers fuel the festival's infectious spirit. See wild elephants up close in a national park. Elephants may be seen everywhere in Sri Lanka, whether they are working in a tea farm, roaming free in a national park, or leading the Asala Parahera Parade in Kandy. Decked out in jewels and sequin, you have one of your best possibilities of spotting elephants in the wild at Udawale National Park. This park, which was established to safeguard the watershed of the Udawale Reservoir, is home to 400 pachyderms and features large expanses of grassland, scrub jungle, and riverine forest. It's also among Sri Lanka's top locations for birdwatching. Find uninhabited islands. The small group of islands extending off Sri Lanka's northernmost coast are the best place for adventurous tourists wishing to venture off the beaten path. The largest of these is Sleepy Netativu, sometimes known as Netathivu, and known as Delft in Dutch. It is home to 4,500 inhabitants as well as herds of wild horses. Upon arrival on the islands, you won't find much other than a few hotels and guest houses due to the short but choppy trip. Nonetheless, life moves slowly here and people are nice. There is little left to do but rest once you have seen the gigantic baobab tree, which is thought to be over 1,000 years old, and the Dutch fort made of coral. Costs. A 7-day vacation to Sri Lanka costs on average about $1,627 for a single traveler, $2,899 for a couple, and $1,473 for a family of 4. Hotels in Sri Lanka cost on average between $32 and $207 per night, whereas the majority of vacation homes cost between $40 and $400 per night. The average price per person for an international flight to Sri Lanka from all airports ranges from $1,162 to $2,060 for economy class, and from $3,649 to $6,468 for first class. We advise setting aside about $28 to $56 per person each day, depending on the activities, for transportation and dining at nearby eateries. The most affordable times to travel to Sri Lanka and stay in a hotel there are, on average, the following dates: 15th of January to 25th of March, except the week of February 12th, and between August 6th and December. Typically, mid to late September is most affordable time to travel to Sri Lanka. Have you ever visited Sri Lanka before? Please feel free to share your experiences in the comments area. We hope you enjoy our video about Sri Lanka. Make sure to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. Please stick with us for more travel guide videos. Travel Guide Channel makes your travel easy.